How's it going, guys? Welcome back to TheBlueShifting and welcome back to Crystalline. Now, I'm going to sound a little weird today. I'm recovering from a cold. It's getting better. Right, guys? I know I always end up saying that, but you guys, I record a lot. But it is really getting better. I do have a cough drop in my mouth right now, and I do sound a little, I'm going to try not to cough too much, but it's going to happen. So I apologize. Let me do the best I can, though. But hopefully that'll be one of the last ones, because cough drop should help. Now, what happened last time? Well, we're on our way to fight Void. Finally. We've pretty much resolved everyone's storylines. Like, I still think there could be more to Kara, but we'll see. Stop shaking desk. I keep bumping it and it keeps making rattling noises. Alright, so what's going to be happening this time, though? We don't know. We kind of went all freaking Avatar yesterday during training. And it went really cool, it went really well, but we did a little too much, and now we're super sore. Why is it rattling? I don't know. Do we have the desk with the mouse? I'm not sure. Sorry, all these issues are coming up right now for some reason. Anyway, we're going out, we're going to try and take out Void, and yeah, we're going to absorb the shadow magic energy, so I wonder if we're going to end up using that shadow magic and how that's even going to be possible. But who knows? And then I have no idea what's going to happen next. Are we going to go home or not? Or is there going to be another adventure I didn't see coming? We'll find out. Anyway, let's jump right into it. My body feels achy and sore the next morning. I feel achy and sore right now. I groan and push past the pain. I haven't felt this sore since we first started traveling. We have a quick breakfast and clean up campsite before resuming our travels. I continue to practice with Leanne and my teammates, and I slowly seem to be getting a better grasp on multi-elemental casting. Each time I have to be careful with how much energy I use. My body feels fatigued after each battle, but I'm careful to make sure I don't reach the same levels of fatigue of first time I tried casting all the elements. After another 3 days journey, the landscape changes from green trees to dry sand. Oh boy. The heat burns my skin. I can feel it radiating off the sand. Part of me really wishes we'd be back in the north of the gold again. The sun only intensifies, the dry heat steaming up the desert sands. Sounds awful. I'm not gonna lie, that sounds terrible. I let out a grateful breath when we reach the city gates. 2 guards stand to watch at the entrance. Their deep camel skin contrasts with their white tunics. Caramel skin. I don't know why I said camel skin. Ugh, that'd be terrible. I can't read. As we draw near, they watch us warily, acutely aware of our different garb, but they allow us to pass. Ooh. Very colorful. Instead of the high structures of Haven Guard, the buildings of the Medjua are broader with round domes on top. People wear simple long tunics and elaborate jewels decorate their necks. It seems surprisingly normal, and even a bit familiar. When Amy mentioned Medjua wasn't part of the Haven Guard, I expected to enter a fantastical city. It kind of was fantastical. Oh, that was a big one. I am sorry. Man, I'm just making myself pain later to edit. Hopefully I didn't forget any of these. Kara cranes her neck as we walk through the town, her eyes sparkling with excitement.
This is amazing! I can't believe I'm standing on Venetian soil. Think of all the history that's hidden here.
Interesting.
Let's go find the shops.
She looks at Zach with surprise.
You want a souvenir too?
No, we need to stock up on supplies.
Aww.
Oh, right.
Correct. However, once we've acquired all we need to be prepared for the temple, we can then further explore the city.
Sounds good. I glanced at Amelia. Although her voice remains cool, her cheeks are flushed and her gaze darts from structure to structure. She must be as excited as Kara to be in the Venetian city of Medjua.
It is getting late in the day, though. We should hurry before the shops close.
Perfect. Together we wander the city until the cloth dance in the marketplace. It reminds me a bit of Bazada? Except that with the exception of food stalls, all the shops are closed. Leanna shields her eyes and she squints at the sky.
That's strange. There's still daylight.
Oh, is it they doing like a siesta or something? We continue to walk through, hoping to spot an open store, but the streets are eerily quiet and empty. We reach the main square and finally spot crowds of people bustling about, many carrying strings of lights while others prepare long ribbons of hanging flowers. Looks like they're preparing for an event. I hear loud cries from the food stalls.
Sweet date soup! Come have a taste and find your own sweet date for the festival.
Clever. Guess there's gonna be a festival. Maybe that's why all the stores are closed. Kara grins.
Sounds like we'll have to spend the night here.
The food vendor catches my eye and splits into a broad grin. Uh-oh.
Are you ready to find your sweet date today?
Already found one. I glance at Leanna and slip her hand into mine. I've already found her. She blushes but returns to smile and then gives my hand a little squeeze. What exactly is going on?
It's the celebration of the sun.
Cool. The sun?
Yes, this time of year is when it shines the brightest. Its ray shines happiness and fortune upon Terra.
What does that mean exactly?
The longest day signifies the beginning of the summer harvest. This celebration is to hope fortune favors us with a strong harvest.
Cool, cool. Don't personify the sun? What, are you a prude? That sounds really fun. Well, where will the festival take place?
The town square will hold the contest, but all of Major will be decorated. Preparations are currently underway.
Contest, huh? Alright, well, thanks for the info. I turn back to the team. He said that, so he said that...
We know. We were standing right
Yeah,
here.
why did I feel like we had to talk to them?
It would seem inevitable that we must rest in Meja today, so we may resupply tomorrow. Perhaps we should search for an inn.
Ooh, inns might be tough to find, though.
Good idea.
We continue through the city. Further in we travel, the more decorated the city becomes. I gaze appreciatively at the ribbons and flowers. Eventually, we find an inn and step inside. The lobby smells of cinnamon and cardamom, expressed by the emphasized by the stale heat of the town. The small breeze flowing through the wide open window merely stirs the warm air through the building. Leanna speaks with the innkeeper and secures us rooms, then passes out keys. The rest of us look for seats. Instead of traditional chairs, push cushions and circle the wooden tables. We gather around a table nearby and get settled. Kara offers to order us food and heads over to the bar. Before she reaches there, a strange man approaches Kara. Zach watches the man warily.
Sure is hot in here, isn't it?
First of all, his name's Creepster, which I can appreciate. Second of all, I love his face. It's a little too much looking like me, though, so that makes me a little sad, but I'm not a Creepster, so I know it's okay. Kara's eyes are shining as she looks at the man. She smirks, clearly amused.
Is it? I didn't really notice.
It must just be you, then.
I'm happy to know that when I got my flirt on, it was never this bad. I groan internally. Kara raises an eyebrow. I think she stifles a laugh. Zach hands ball into fists. His gaze fixates on the scene before him.
It's important to stay hydrated, though. Here, let me buy you a drink.
That wasn't terrible. There's the thing. It is kind of funny though, how the same actions performed by two different people can be interpreted in completely different ways. If Kara were interested in this guy, this might be kind of a cute come on, a little fumbly, but not too bad. But then when she's not, it comes off as creepy. And so it's a kind of a catch-22 for guys who want to be flirty, or girls even, but it's more traditionally the guy that gets kind of put on the spot for doing the approach. And, there's ways to do it without being creepy, but there's a level of it where you kind of just take the risk and hope you don't come off as creepy. It's a fun dynamic. And there's no real way to just be like, oh, don't be creepy. Like, people can interpret even the simplest things being creepy. But, I don't know. Like I said, I've just never really had that problem too much. The thing is that you never really know unless someone intervenes that you're being creepy. But I'm guessing based on the fact that I genuinely had a couple people who were usually at least interested in flirting, if not actually dating. I did have people who were actually interested in dating. And the fact that most people seemed to enjoy my company, didn't run away, that I probably did an okay job. But, how can you tell? I'm sure somebody's got a story out there about me being creepy. He steps closer and puts his arm around Kara, steering her towards the bar. Okay, yeah, there's to cross the line, creeper zone. Oh boy, no physical touch unless you get permission. Whoa. Suddenly Zach's back on his feet. Kara carefully disengages herself from the guy. Zach strides over and shoves him away from Kara, causing him to topple over. Okay, Zach, chill your bean. He has no chance against you. You get to calm down a bit.
Keep your hands off of her.
The man looks at Zach in surprise, but even more surprisingly, Kara whirls on Zach.
What do you think you're doing?
That is a little surprising.
He had his hands all over you. I'm protecting you from this creep.
She can handle herself, though.
Whoa, wait.
What makes you think I need protection?
So I'm not supposed to defend you?
Not if you're going to resort to violence right away.
Fine then. I'm sorry for caring when another man puts his hands on you. I'll be sure not to give a shit next time.
Alright, Zach, you're taking this a little personal. I think she had the situation under control.
Oh, you do not get to turn this around on me.
Zach throws his hands up.
There's just no winning with you, is there?
Jeez Louise.
Not when you keep making the wrong decisions.
Oh, yeah, see, we've completely entered the territory of no one wins this argument because no one's listening.
Hey.
The two of them simultaneously yell at the man.
Shut up!
Shut up!
The man is taken aback, but takes that as his cue to leave. Gar and Zach stare at each other, tensions high. There's palpable electricity between them.
I have the situation under control.
Their faces are an inch apart. Zach grabs Kara, his eyes smolder, but they linger on Kara's lips. Oh, you are not going to kiss her right now.
Didn't like seeing that guy's hands all over you.
Kara looks down at his hands and back up to Zach's face.
You mean like how your hands are all over me now?
Ooh, it's hot in here. Well, I think the temperature just dropped to freezing. There's an air of challenge in her tone, but I think I catch a faint shadow of a smile as if she's enjoying this. Zach's about to retort, but instead whirls around.
Whatever. I'm going to my room.
He starts to head upstairs, but Kara hurries and beats him to the first step.
No, I'm going to my room.
The two of them race up the stairs and disappear from view, seemingly forgetting about us. Anna and Amelia nice and stunned. What did we just witness? That's the thing. I don't know if they're going upstairs to go into a huff, to continue their argument, or to make out. I can't tell. It honestly could be any of those three.
They seem pretty angry. Do you think they'll be okay? Maybe we should check on them.
Amy shakes her head.
That is unnecessary.
Are you sure?
Yes. I am quite certain that we do not wish to interrupt their coming copulation.
Oh, really? Leanna sputters. Her eyes are wide.
Amelia! Why would you say that?
It was quite obvious. The pheromones emitting from them was quite strong. That coupled with...
Ah! Don't say coupled!
Oh, Leanna, you're so sensitive. But, you know, I never would have thought that would have been that, but it kind of, like, on the hindsight, like I said, it could have been a lot of different things. Kind of makes sense. It's weird, but hey, whatever floats your boat. Leanna squirms. We're gonna interrupt their coupling. Don't be jealous, we can do that too. No. She's gonna do things at her own pace. She does not take things too quickly. If I said that, she'd probably slap me, and I would have earned it, because that's not who Leanna is. Alright, so... yeah, I want to know more about how Amy could tell. Amy's even more eagle-eyed than I expected. How did you notice any of that?
Although, perhaps the most obvious sign of their impending coitus was Zach firmly gripping Kara's arms as the two climbed up the stairs.
Oh, see, I didn't see that part. Leanna jumps to her feet.
Okay, that's enough of that. I need to go be productive, or something.
A small shudder shivers down her spine as she shakes away her thoughts. She quickly heads out of the inn. Amy smooths her skirts and gets to her feet.
There is merit in Liana's suggestion of productivity. I do believe Zach and Kara will be preoccupied for a while.
Yeah, cool. It's weird when you put it that way.
I, too, shall be productive, or something.
Amelia confidently strides out of the inn, leaving me sitting alone at the enter table. Well, I don't want to just sit here alone. What do I want to hang out with? Really? Really? That's even an option. We'll try that later. I have a feeling it'd be waiting till after everything's done copulating. Let's go find Leanna. No, yeah, let's go find Leanna. I race out of the inn to catch up with Leanna, who's heading towards the square. Hey, Leanna. She turns around.
It was getting a bit weird in the inn, wasn't it?
Just a little bit. Where are you heading?
I was thinking of going back to the marketplace.
Really? Are you going to try to convince someone to open their shop? She laughs.
That sounds like a lot of work and not a lot of fun. I thought it would be nice to try some of the local cuisine.
Ooh. Yes, please.
Anyway, would you like to join me?
Nah, I got better places to be. Of course, I'm going to. Think I'll pass? Really? Why would you ever do that? Definitely sounds delicious. We find the tempting sight. We follow the tempting scents of spices back to the marketplace. We hear the food vendors even before we see them as a hum of the voices guides our way. It's funny because, like, it's interesting. My wife and I are kind of foodies too. I wish we could be more foodies, but hey, you need money, time, and money to do that. But we love finding new restaurants. We love trying some new foods, and we've really got into a health kick recently too. So, like, we keep trying to find all these alternatives to eating a whole lot of carbs because, like, I'm going on a special diet for myself, and it's going to involve a lot of changes. So we're trying to spice it up and make it fun, and I am so grateful that my wife knows how to cook and loves being creative with food because she's come up with so many cool ways to cook while we avoid having a lot of, like, you know, noodles and breads. One of my favorites that she did actually is she made a pasta sauce, like spaghetti sauce, but she, like, filled it full of all these delicious vegetables, like chopped them up, like it had like zucchini, it had mushrooms, it had like all kinds of peppers in it. Just mixed in and cooked really well, seasoned very well. She seasoned it herself. And then we actually did something really crazy, which is where we fried an eggplant. Like, we sliced it and refried it. And, like, well, it's obviously kind of doesn't make it super healthy. Remember, the whole idea of this diet is ultimately to cutting out the carbs, not so much the calories. And we also upped the protein a lot. So, had a lot of, like, so I had a lot of beef in it. And so we like when you have the sauce and the meat mixed with the eggplant, which is actually pretty good because it's a canvas vegetable where it kind of takes on the flavor of whatever's around it rather than just having its own innate flavor. So if you eat it by itself, it tastes gross. But when you eat it like that, it actually tasted really, really good. Once again, no noodles. So, is it the best way we can do it? I don't know. We're going to go talk to a nutritionist this week to really get our game on with this. But until I get some official say on what we should and shouldn't do, I think it's a cool that we're attempting this. It's really fun. So, let's go back to eating this food. There are a variety of stalls selling all sorts of sweets and savory food. Roast meats turned on a spit and are shoved into pocket breads. Pistachios and honey wrapped in thin pastry make my mouth water. That does sound good. People gather by the different stalls, picking out foods and haggling prices. I can feel the buzz of excitement for the festival.
Oh, look!
Leanna points to something that looks like stew. Is that stew?
It looks like it, doesn't it?
She looks up at the food vendor.
Excuse me, what kind of stew is this?
He answers proudly.
The best lamb's brain stew in Netja.
You know, brain is really fatty, so it probably has a lot of good flavor, but Leanna's face twisted, or...
Lamb's brain?
Yes, a rare delicacy. Care for a bowl?
She hurriedly shakes her head.
No, thank you.
And hustles away from the stew.
Let's try somewhere else instead.
Well, come on, don't you want to make lamb brain stew next time? That was good though. No, to be fair, I don't know. If I probably would eat it and probably like it, and then if you told me, I'll be like, oh, that's weird. But knowing what it is, I just couldn't. Even though I didn't eat it, that still leaves a bad taste in my mouth. And the other thing too is, like, why eat that when there's going to be other foods I know we're going to be head over heels over? Yeah, that didn't sound too appetizing. Leanna shudders. We continue to browsing until we reach the stall, partially hidden in the corner of the marketplace. A couple of people stand curiously in front of the stall. As I crane my neck for a better look, all I can make out is a lot of dough.
Come try my newest culinary masterpiece!
Uh-oh.
You won't find anything like
It's
it
gonna
in
be a
Medja
churro,
because
isn't
it's a
it?
first in all of Isaria!
It's gonna be a churro, because it's dough. What are you making?
It's revolutionary! A combination of the old and the new! I take the traditional Medja bread,
He pulls out what looks like a thin pita.
then add a layer of crushed tomatoes and the cheese imported from Havengard.
His pizza.
Afterwards, I bake it in the hot stone
He points to his oven.
to present to you this!
From the oven, he pulls out a cheesy bread different from the one he placed in there. Oh, it's a pizza.
A pizza? What a strange word. Not from any language I am familiar with, and yet, somehow, it perfectly describes my masterpiece!
Because of course it does. The man's eyes widen.
That is brilliant! Yes, henceforth, it is called a pizza!
Leanna looks at me curiously.
How did you know what that was?
We have something like that back home, too. You can put different meats and veggies on top. The man's eyes grow big. I think they're about to pop out of his head.
What an ingenious idea! Adding more ingredients on top, like toppings! Yes, that's what they'll be called! Toppings!
I think here what's happening is that, like, the two parallel worlds do have a lot of similarities, and, like, so crossovers are pretty, yeah. You know, you get, like, a shadow effect that happens. Yep, that's exactly what they're called.
So you can put meat on top of a pizza.
Yeah. Her face lights up.
That sounds like my kind of pizza. It just wouldn't feel right without the taste of meat in my mouth.
Phrasing! I blink at her. She freezes, realizing what she just said, and her face reddens.
I mean, I just really like to eat meat. No, wait. I mean, don't discriminate against types of meat, you know. Like sausages. No! Why did I give that example?
You know, it's not even that funny of a joke. It's just funny how she says it. Like, the voice actress, good job. It's really funny how her delivery. She closes her eyes and takes a deep breath and tries again. She's still got coitus on the brain.
I meant to say I'd like to add meat onto my pizza.
Just pretend that didn't happen. I'll leave all the meat eating to you. I get what she was trying to say. Meat lover, huh? Ah, so you like the feel of meat in your mouth, do you? Leah's face burns.
That's not what I said!
No need to be embarrassed. There's a pizza for that. It's called the Meat Lover's Pizza. It's got all the meat you can stuff in your mouth at once.
Please stop saying meat and mouth in the same sentence over and over.
Her face is red as the tomato on the pizza.
So, what sort of toppings would you put on my pizza?
Ooh. Pineapple? She'd be like, ew, what's that? More cheese! No, honestly, a solid, good pepperoni pizza usually hits the spot. Pepperoni's probably one of the more traditional toppings, although nowadays we can put all different kinds of meats on there.
Any kind of meat sounds like it'll be good.
She blushes again.
I think I'm done using that word for a lifetime.
I know, but it's been really funny.
This sounds like a great idea! Let's give it a try!
He's gonna handy dandy have it right next to him, right? The man fumbles around his stall searching for ingredients. I suggest. I wait patiently and he brings the pizza and slides it into the hot stone. Once the pizza's baked, he carefully pulls it out, releasing the delicious perfume of cheese and dough into the air. He cuts each a slice and plates it for us.
Dig in!
Nana moves lightning fast as she takes a bite of her pizza, then yelps softly, "Yeah, it's freaking hot! Just came out of the oven!"
Hot?
Carefully, she chews and swallows. Her eyes light up in delight.
This is amazing!
Oh yeah. She gobbles the rest down.
I could eat that entire pizza on my own.
Dang, girl. Definitely have before.
The pepperoni pairs very nicely with the cheese. What an excellent suggestion!
We finish off our pizzas and continue browsing the stalls at the marketplace. There are a few more foods which are almost familiar to me too, but they end up being different. Lana slips her hand into mine as we continue to browse. I watch a few more people scurry by carrying more decorations. So the festivals that's happening today. She looks up at me, her eyes sparkling.
It looks exciting, doesn't it? I'm really curious to see what it's like. It seems like it'll be different than the ones in Havengard.
Oh yeah. Would you like to check it out together once it starts? She squeezes my hand, a wide smile on her face.
I'd love to.
Here's the thing though. Whenever, like, that's the thing about dating. Like, I figure that stuff it's kind of like a no question. Like, I mean, it's kind of not being nice to like ask per se, but like once you're like officially dating, it's like, well, of course we're gonna go to this together. Awesome. I give her a peck on the cheek. Once we tried everything we want to try, I decide to head out for a while. Leanna returns to the pizza stand. We promise to meet up in the inn later today and go to the festival. Alright, Amelia. There's not much going on in town since the majority of the shops and attractions are closed in preparation for the festival. Past what looks like a library, notice it's also closed. If Amy saw that, she'd be very disappointed. Actually, I spot a flash of pigtails in my peripheral vision. Amy? She spins around and looks at me.
Oh, hello.
So, what's the plan for today? She blinks.
I believe it was established that we would rest today and resupply tomorrow.
Yeah, I meant what are you doing to go see now?
I see. My plan was to search for a library or museum. However, I have been unsuccessful in locating one which is open. Therefore, if something else piques...
Oh, I interrupted her, but says if she sees something that she wants to do, she'll go for it. Sounds like a good plan to me. Mind if I join you?
I do not mind.
We walk in silence as we take in the sights. People bustle around holding bouquets of flowers or strings of lights as they prepare for the festival. Are you excited for the festival tonight, Amy? She nods.
Indeed, I am excited to learn more about this town's culture.
We walk a little further to town, and then we stumble across a giant archway. People bustle in and out. From somewhere inside, I can see the tail head of what looks to be a giraffe. There's some signs scattered around the place and detailed pictures of animals. Is this a menagerie? Looks like there's some sort of zoo over there. Amelia's eyes light up with interest.
This could prove to be most stimulating. Shall we attend?
Really? You want to go to the zoo? She tilts her head.
Is that so surprising?
I just figured you'd want to do something a little more scientific. I don't know, that's so scientific to me. Amelia blinks.
I do, indeed, have scientific interests. I am most interested in learning about the biology and ecosystems that exist within this place.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he didn't think of that. Of course she does. Alright then, should we get going? She nods and I follow her inside. At the entrance, there's a fenced-off area where children are taking turns riding some kind of large bird. They're big enough to wear saddles, and they come in different colors. Bronze and browns, pinks and yellows, some black and silver. Chocobos. There's a line of children waiting to ride one. They're chocobos! A gasp. Chocobos exist? Amelia blinks.
I do not know what you mean.
That's what I would say. Get a gesture to the birds.
Oh, you are mistaken. Those are Kankus.
Kanku? She nods.
Yes, they are flightless birds which were used as transportation in this land long ago.
That's awesome. We never get our way further into the zoo. I'm curious to see what animals are in here, if they're similar to what's back home or completely different. So far, I'm not recognizing any of the creatures. Amy keeps rattling off facts about each creature when we visit a new exhibit. She tells me about a few lizards that can breathe embers, some jackalopes, some kind of serpent with golden spikes on its head. We make our way to a large and open desert enclosure. I can see a few rocks and some barren trees inside. An elephant is in its own enclosure right next to it, reaching up high to the tree to pull down some fruit. But I'm more interested in the monkeys. They're small with fluffy orange and white fur, reminding me of dreamsicles. They blend in with the vibrant orange rocks and sand inside the enclosure. Amy's face is blank as a sheet, but I can see warmth twinkling in her eyes.
These are desert monkeys.
Oh.
Yes, they have a distinctive call to warn their members if a predator approaches.
I see. Picking what's up sounds like a good idea! No. You never pick up a monkey. I also probably shouldn't feed the monkeys either. The monkeys can be vicious, so we're just gonna watch. Wow, now let's feed the monkeys. I noticed there's a sign that says we can feed them. Oh, perfect. There's someone selling some food for the animals off to the side. I'll be right back. I buy some treats for Amy and me to feed the monkeys. Looks like some sort of fruit. Here you go. I grin, holding her a bag. Amy blinks.
Oh, thank you. This shall be a most interesting experiment.
I extend a piece of fruit out to the rather fluffy-looking monkey sitting nearby on a boulder. He turns his head, tail twitching. His eyes light up as soon as he sees the food. Aw, hi, little fella. Oh, that's cute. The monkey chitters happily, bouncing closer. Takes the food from my hand, then munches on it with a wide grin. The other monkeys seem to realize we have food because they all start gathering toward us. I try to be fair and feed all of them, but there are just too many. Hey, let's calm down for a minute. One of them leaps into my head. Another crawls up my arm onto my shoulder, grabbing some fruit from my hand. Yeah, see, this is why you don't feed the monkeys. One of their tails tickles my cheek, making me laugh. Amy opens her bag of fruit. The monkeys seem to really like Amy. They start crawling all over her, squeaking and reaching for the fruit in her hands. She holds her regular blank expression, but her gaze is warm, like when she's playing with Pongo.
Did you know that these creatures live in packs? They have a leader who they will bring food and shiny objects to.
Amelia seems content rattling off facts to me. Many of the monkeys seem to have their full attention on her. They let out tiny chirps as she feeds them. One seems rather intrigued by her hair because he hops onto her shoulder and sniffs on one of the bows. Her eyes light up.
They are also quite cute.
Aww, yes they are. Meanwhile, a nearby elephant eagerly sniffs about Amelia. Must be looking for treats. The trunk reaches towards her and reaches around her torso. Oh, fetch!
My apologies. I do not have any more treats.
The elephant's trunk sways lower near the pouch tied to her waist, but misses its mark, instead crawling around the back of her skirt and pulls up. No! Amelia gasps. Her face burns a slight pink. Shoo the elephant away. Hey! The elephant blinks at me. You stop that right now! Go on, shoo! Shame on you! I wave and gesture for it to go, but the elephant merely stares. I don't think it knows what I'm saying. I hastily pull an extra treat from my pocket and extend it to the elephant. Look, see? You want this, right? The elephant lets out a small huff and releases her skirt. The trunk curls around the snack, seeming happy for now. Amelia is still blushing as she smooths out her skirt.
Thank you for your assistance.
Yeah, let's get away before Creepy McCreepster. That's the second creepster we met today. Yeah, of course. I don't think he knew what he was doing, honestly. He just wanted the fruit. Amelia nods. Just then the elephant pulls up her skirt again. Amelia's face tinges red. She quickly shoves her skirt down. She shuffles away from the elephant.
Seize this immediately! I possess no more food!
The trunk continues to reach around her. Amy gently pushes it away and huffs. This friggin' pervert elephant!
It is evident this creature is doing this on purpose.
I try not to chuckle. I don't think so, Amy. Probably because you still smell snacks even though you don't have them. Amelia gives me a look, then coughs into her hand.
I suppose that is a possible explanation.
So, do you want to go look around some more? Amelia shakes her head.
I have learned quite a lot already.
Her monotone voice has a slight edge to it. I think she's had enough interaction for the day and is looking for some peace and quiet. Alright, that's cool. I think I might stick around a little longer. She nods and heads towards the exit and back to town. I wander around the zoo some more, enjoying the wide variety of animals. Although this time I'm careful to keep my distance with some of the more rambunctious types. Eventually I leave the zoo and return back to town. Alright, let's go see what Zach's up to if he's done with his coitusness. I don't know why my mind even considered hanging out with him right now. Yeah, I didn't think it would, but whatever. I wander around the town for a while, watching as the sleigh transforms from quiet plain storefronts to a city decked out in streams of golden ribbon and golden crystal lights. I stretch my arms over my head and yawn. The sun is starting to go down. The sky is streaked in shimmering scarlets and rosy pinks. I better head back. I turn around and head to the inn. Leanne is waiting for me at one of the tables. A bright smile blooms across her face as soon as she sees me.
Hey!
Can't help but grin back. Ready to go? She nods. We make our way out of the inn and into town. Night had fallen. Golden lights shimmer in the trees. Colorful flowers decorate the stalls. Leanna's face warms into a smile. The golden light flickers across her white armor and dances in her hair. Oh, fetch. I can feel the love in the air tonight. It's freaking powerful.
It's so beautiful!
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we each have the super cheesy, the agree, or nah. I don't know. Like, I think it's just too much. It's too thick. I guess, especially if I say it like that, it's just gonna be like, yeah, so. It really is. I've never seen some of these decorations before. Lana nods, sharing my enthusiasm.
Yeah, it's a totally different vibe from Illumia's festival.
Oh wow, is that a mage night?
Huh? I turn at the voice. Two men gawk openly at Leanna. She shifts a little under their gaze. Her hand instinctively goes to cover her gauntlet.
I think so. What's one doing all the way out here?
I don't know. I've never seen one before.
They give her curious glances. It's clear they're impressed. Leanna's cheeks tinge pink, but other than that, she doesn't really react. This place seems even busier than it was this morning. We pass a few people chattering and laughing in front of a vendor selling rare fabrics and sparkling jewelry. The aroma of spices and delicious foods wafts in the air, making my mouth water. Leanna jumps out of the way of two children running and squealing past us in the street. Something bright yellow flashes behind them. I do a double take and realize they're running with kites, glowing lantern bright and shaped like the sun. How are the kites glowing?
It must be some kind of paint they use. Did you see their face paintings? They're glowing too.
That actually sounds really cool. Looking around now, I see some children giggling in the street with glowing face paints on their cheeks. An even bigger crowd is forming in the center of the town square.
Hello, hello, happy couples!
Oh no. I blink. Happy couples? What's that about?
I'm not sure.
Curious, we make our way over. See a man standing in the center of the square. He stands on top of a small stool so he can see over the masses of people. He beams and waves his arms, trying to get everyone's attention.
Come one, come all! Step right up and enter our couples competition. The lucky winners get an exclusive seat to see the fireworks. The best spot in all of Mija.
Man, I don't want to mess this up. I don't want to mess this up. Lana perks up.
Oh, that sounds like so much fun. We should try it.
Her blue eyes sparkle with excitement. She grabs my hand. Let's do it! A huge grin splits my face. Leanna loves a good competition, and so do I. Okay, let's do it. Leanna matches my grin.
Great. We totally have this in the bag.
No, we don't. It's gonna ask things like, what's her birthday? And we'll be like, I don't know. Of course we do. A few other couples join us at the game stands. There's an older couple, judging by their expensive clothing and glittering jewels. They seem pretty loaded. Another couple who looks to be around our age joins us. We wait a bit long before the middle-aged couple decides to join in along with a few other competitors. It seems like we have a steady crowd. The Game Master beams.
Excellent! We have a good number of couples to get started.
Oh, what is this? As he's talking, a girl comes around and gives each couple 2 canvases propped up on easel and some paint up. It's the newlywed game!
The first part of our competition. You have to draw your partner.
Oh, okay.
You'll get points depending on your painting.
If I actually have to physically draw, we're screwed. Leanna flushes.
Oh no, I'm terrible at art.
Memorize all your assets, though. I'm terrible as well. I really am. Well, I don't know. Maybe this character's better at it than I am. Yeah, I think we're both screwed. Wave of anxiety washes through me. Same. Sorry in advance for my drawing if it looks a bit funny. Nana shares my laugh.
Don't be silly. The important part is that we have fun.
Each couple will only have 10 minutes to complete their paintings.
What? 10 minutes?
On your marks. Get set. Go!
Alright. I tend to draw sexy. Do your best to draw her normally. Stick figures are fine. No, we're not gonna do sexy. Like her Hey Sailor, no. I look at Leanna for reference. My nerves make my hands shake. I decide to start with her hair first. I dip my paintbrush into the yellow paint and begin. Oh no, it's already looking terrible. I tried to include her wind magic, but that just made her look like her hair sticking up all over the place. Game Master blows the whistle.
And time!
I let out a deep breath and look over at Leanna. Some blue and brown paint smears her fingers. She even got a little on her cheek.
Okay, show your masterpiece to your partner.
Oh no. Leanna and I flip our easels over at the same time. Leanna bursts out laughing.
Oh my gosh. Now I don't feel as bad.
What are you talking about? This is clearly a beautiful portrait. She giggles. I glance at Leanna's portrait of me, and it's an amazing it isn't an amazing painting, but she managed to recreate my armor and scarf. Not sure what that blue blob is supposed to be, though. Oh, it's the Pongo. May I point out, we haven't seen Pongo in a while. And then it looks at me hopefully.
What do you think?
Let's see. We asked what the blob is. You're right. You can't draw at all. My girlfriend is the best artist around. Not gonna be that one. I pointed her painting. What's that supposed to be?
That's the Pongo.
I try to stifle a laugh but fail. Why is it floating?
It's supposed to be on your shoulder.
It's way off. My voice is going gone. It's way off. Man, I can't contain her giggles. The couple next to us don't seem to be enjoying themselves as much as Leanna and I are, especially the rich couple.
What is this supposed to be?
The woman huffs.
I was trying my best. Let me see yours.
He shows her his painting and she gasps.
Oh my gosh! How could you make me look so ugly?
Is he like, they're taking it too seriously?
What do you mean? This is perfection.
My nose is all wrong. I can't believe you.
Dang. The Game Master chuckles nervously.
Okay, let's settle down, everyone.
Now, how does this game get scored? Even he seems a little uncomfortable with the way things are getting heated between some of the couples. He waits for the crowds to settle down, then he smiles.
Now it's time for our next competition. A dance!
Hey, I think we actually practiced this one. I could totally do that. Hey, we could do that. Leanna taught me how to dance the first time we went to Illumia. She chuckles.
Do you remember the steps I taught you?
Yeah? Okay, maybe it had been a while, but I remember the basics. Left foot right, right foot back, ball change? Leanna giggles.
Left foot. Left.
Oh, right. That's totally what I meant to say. Leanna laughs again.
Uh-huh.
All the couples get in position. Some musicians are setting up their instruments off the side. I take Leanna's hand in mine. She flashes me a warm smile.
Ready, set, begin!
Let's do basic waltz. Basic waltz is like it goes up, or you can just do the box step. Just do the box step. That's all you do is like you go up to the right, back, and to the left. Up to the right, back to the left. It's super simple. Although if you want a fun dance, cha-cha is freaking amazing. The band strikes up a merry tune and everyone dives into the dancing. The Game Master weaves in and out of the couple, smiling and glancing at their footwork. The rich couple seem to be doing very well. They waltz and glide across the town square with superb posture and grace. They must dance like this a lot. Even Leanna seems impressed.
Wow, they look great.
I nod, but otherwise don't comment. I don't want to lose my concentration, but I can hear the woman talking to her partner. Her mouth stretched into a plastic sparkling smile, lifts her eyebrows. She speaks through her teeth.
Darling!
I am smiling.
Well then, stop looking down at your feet.
Takes me a few strides, but soon my body seems to remember the steps Leanna taught me so long ago. We raise up our hands at the right time and move in sync with each other. By the time dance is done, our faces are flushed and my cheeks are ache from grinning.
And that's all the time we have for the dance,
I love
folks.
that feeling when your cheeks burn because you're smiling too much.
You stepped on my feet at least 10 times.
His girlfriend scowls.
It's the man's job to lead. You obviously don't know the steps.
I'm having sudden flashbacks to my dance class. For fun, I took dance lessons in college. Oh, no, the cha-cha is fun. Actually, I think the salsa is the one that's more... Well, is it the salsa? It's the cha-cha-cha. Yeah, cha-cha is the one I loved. Leanna shivers.
Some people seem to be taking this a bit too seriously. It should be about having fun.
I agree. The game master lifts his hands.
Okay, settle down, folks. That was a good time, wasn't it?
The rich couple chuckles.
We did great, didn't we, sweetie?
But of course we did. No one stands in our way of winning after that.
Boo! The tips of my ears grow hot, but I didn't say anything. These other couples are really intense.
We only have one competition left.
Alright, bring it on. I think we've done okay so far. He walks over to the center of the stage and flashes the crowd with a sparkling smile. He gestures to the band with a flourish.
Karaoke!
Oh no! Oh no. Okay, so I'm alright at singing. That actually is me. Like, I'm okay. Not right now, obviously, but I'm alright. I'm not terrible. I'm also not great. So, the nice thing is because I played violin growing up, I've got a good ear for music. Excuse me. My choir friend would disagree with me, but I feel like I can match tones fairly well.
Oh, karaoke sounds like so much fun!
Leanna beams. Oh, really? I'm not the greatest at it, but it should be fun. She nods, excited, shimmering off of her in waves.
Yeah, it'll be a great time.
Her enthusiasm is contagious, and I find myself getting back. Problem! We don't know any songs in this universe! Ooh, that's gonna be a problem indeed. Totally.
You will each go one by one. You won't be singing together as a couple, but separately. Who wants to go first?
Watch a few couples go ahead of us. Some of them do pretty well, have the good voices, but like before, they're way too harsh on each other.
I can't believe you messed up the lyrics!
Her husband flushes.
I didn't mean to. You know I get nervous in front of people.
And how do they do this? Like, do they have the screen with the words on it here? Another couple ends up arguing as well.
What are you talking about? I did amazing!
No, your voice became too quiet at the end.
Wow, these guys are really... Why?
Quiet? You were the one mumbling. No one could even understand what you were singing.
I cringe and shuffle away from them. Glad Leanna and I can just relax and have a good time. Even if one of us doesn't do extremely well, at least we can laugh and keep encouraging each other. Another girl goes next, the one around Leanna's age. As soon as the music starts, she lets out a reedy note. Her voice grates into a screech. I recoil, pressing my hands over my own ears. But the girl seems oblivious to her lack of talent. She only sings louder and higher, making the crowd shrink back. I flinch when she hits the bridge of the song. She sounds like a banshee. When it's finally over, the whole crowd seems to let out a breath of relief. That was unpleasant.
Yeah, that's my girl.
He claps loudly, but he seems to be the only one. When she comes back to meet in the crowd, she pouts and crosses her arms.
You did amazing.
Are you serious? No one even clapped.
Who cares about them?
This is all your fault. I told you I didn't want to sing that song.
Okay, you two are the last ones.
I whirl around to see the game master smiling at us. He points to me.
You first.
I nod. Cool, sure. He leads me out to the crowd and shoves my microphone in my hand.
Good luck.
I don't mind karaoke personally, but doing it in front of a massive crowd, I don't know. I'd be really like, ugh. He walks off, leaving me there. Nerves flutter in my gut. I search the crowd until I see Leanna's familiar face. She grins and gives me a thumbs up.
You got this!
That's right, I do got this. The band strikes up a familiar song. I take a deep breath and belt out the lyrics. The crowd doesn't react very much to my singing. Few people watch out of politeness while others continue with their conversations. Leanna's the only one who seems completely focused on cheering me on. By the time I'm done, there are a few scattered claps. Leanna gives me a hug as soon as I return.
You did great. Thanks for being such a good sport.
Yeah, I tried. She stands on her tiptoes and pecks me on the cheek. A grin blooms across my face.
All right, miss, it's your turn now.
Oh boy.
Oh, okay.
Leanna's cheeks are rosy. She fidgets with her skirt. Don't worry, you'll be great. Slowly, she pulls away from me and nods. She accepts the microphone. Leanna smiles, then bites her lip. I know what will help her get over those nerves. And we're gonna say like, here's the thing. If I remember correctly, didn't the YouTuber singer Leon do the voice for Leanna? I can't. It's been a while. But I'm pretty sure that's the case. So are we actually gonna have a song? we might. I wonder if it's gonna go Disney musical on us here. Anyway, you got this, Leanna. I let out a loud cheer and clap. Go get him. Her gaze meets mine. Her smile brightens. She nods slightly and stands a little straighter.
Ready, set, go!
Hang on. Band strikes up the same song. Leanna sucks in a deep breath as the tempo changes. Leanna sings.
Among a million stars, a wish out there is ours.
No wonder it is familiar.
Maybe this time it'll come true.
Ba-da-da-da-da.
Whatever comes our way, we'll face it unafraid and take this world on together.
It's cute. Her voice rings steady across the crowd. The audience is completely captivated as all eyes focus on her. What? I didn't know she could sing. Where was she hiding this talent? By the time it's over, Leanna's cheeks are bright pink. The crowd erupts into applause. Leanna blushes even deeper as she heads back to me. Maze Knight and professional singer all in one? You are incredible! Leanna blushes.
You really think so?
Yeah, you should start recording songs and posting them on the interwebs. She blinks.
Enter what?
Oh, so she blinks then laughs.
I have no idea what you're even talking about, but thank you.
Aw. Which is what she does. That's the joke there, right? Ha! So the YouTuber who posts songs on. Yeah. We're not even gonna go there. The other couple was Whisper, glancing at Leanna. I can tell they're starting to look a bit nervous after her amazing performance. I beam with pride, circle my arms around Leanna's waist, pulling her closer. She leans into me with a smile. I give her a gentle kiss on the forehead. What do you think won? They said there will be 3 competitions, right? Leanna nods.
Yeah.
She beams at me.
Spending this time with you is better than any prize.
Oh, the heart. Oh, right to the core. Oh, she's adorable. That was cheesy.
You must be rubbing off on me.
Yeah, that's true. We both laugh. The Game Master clears his throat.
Thank you everyone for participating. You all put on a smashing show. We tallied up the points and decided on our winners. That lovely couple in the back.
Who? He points to Leanna and I. Yeah! Woo! My voice can't cheer properly, but yeah! Woo! It's all thanks to me! Hug Leanna. Alright! I scoop Leanna into my arms and spin her around. Her blonde hair blurs and whirls, her laugh wrapping around me.
We did it!
When I see her set her down, I'm a little dizzy. She grabs onto my arm to keep from wobbling. The other competitors groan in disappointment.
Seriously?
Come on! How do they have the most points? They didn't even do well in most of the challenges.
Well, neither did you! The Game Master rubs his chin, ready to impart some intense words of wisdom.
The games were just that. Games. The real winners are the couples who laughed and enjoyed each other's company every step of the way.
Aww, how did none of them know that getting on here though? Don't they do this every year? But yeah, awesome. The crowd erupts into another cheer.
Enjoy the fireworks, you two.
Thanks! He nods. The other couple start arguing all over again.
No, you're the reason.
No, you're the reason.
Arisa's cringing. Let's get out of here. Sports Zone shakes us for
I
our spot.
agree. The fireworks are going to be starting soon anyways.
So where's this magical spot? We wave in and out of the crowd, trying to get away from the catty couples as quickly as we can. We navigate our way through the town, then start trekking our way up a large mountainside. It's darker out here without the lights of the town, only a few crystal lamps guide our path. We arrive at a nice secluded spot. There's a sign reserving us. Whoa, that looks cool! We sit down, take in the view. Leanna tucks her knees into her chest, beaming.
Oh, this is perfect.
Perfect, and finally alone. It really is. I smile, wrap my arm around her. Anywhere with you is perfect. Oh, there's the cheese! Smother the cheese! A blush dusted her cheeks, her eyes dart away. There's a loud hiss, followed by an explosion. Lana sits up.
Oh, they're starting!
I turn my attention to the fireworks. Magentas and golds bloom across the midnight sky, following a burst of turquoise. Wow. They feel so close. These really are the best seats. Lana's so excited that she's burst into giggles.
They're so incredible!
She snuggles close to my side, warmth tingles my face. I can smell the floral scent of her hair as she leans her head against my shoulder. For a moment, we just sit there in silence. We watch the fireworks go off one by one, savoring the feeling of her body pressed against mine. Another golden one goes off and explodes into the shape of a giant sun. Wow, that sounds like cool. Nana wiggles out from underneath my arm to look at me.
Thank you again for doing the competition with me.
Yeah. Her eyes glimmer with warmth. The crimson glow flickers across her face, her skin, in the wake of another firework. I smile, tracing idle circles on her shoulder. Of course. She leans forward and kisses me. The fireworks seem to burn brighter in response. Her hand clasps my cheek, deepening the kiss until I'm breathless. A sapphire firework bursts across the sky. The tail ends branch out and sizzle like willow tree branches, as cascading over us like a fisher's net. Oh, that looks like... In my mind, it looks so cool! Leanna smiles and rests her head on my shoulder again. She turns her attention back to the sky.
It really is beautiful.
Yeah, it's nice to see some fireworks. It's been a while since I last saw them.
Oh? When was that?
I'm not sure. Probably some holiday back home.
Oh, I see.
Leanna doesn't say anything else. She stares at the fireworks, but her gaze is glassy, like her mind's floating somewhere else. Aw, why do we have to ruin it by that comment? A frown tugs at my mouth. Leanna? I touch her arm, she flinches. Are you okay?
Huh? Oh, yeah, of course.
What's wrong? Her face flushes.
Well...
She fidgets.
It's just crazy. It seems like yesterday you literally bumped into me in Meadow Hill. But since then, we've traveled to all these temples, and you've gotten so much stronger. I remember when you couldn't even cast wind magic on your own. And now look at you.
Yeah, we're freaking like the Avatar. That's because I have such a great teacher. She flushes, finally smiling.
Yeah. It just seems like time goes by so fast.
Leanna pauses, her smile slowly fades. She bites her lip.
But...
I raise an eyebrow. But... Here it comes. She doesn't want us to go home. Her brow furrows.
What about your home?
I blink. Home? She nods.
Don't you miss it?
Well, yeah, sometimes. Of course I do.
We've been traveling together for you to someday find a way to go back. And now you're so close to being able to do that.
Maybe. We don't even know if it'll work. A few more fireworks go off in the distance, but I'm not even watching them anymore. The cogs are turning in my head, mulling over Leanna's words. I'm glad we're actually having the conversation. But couldn't we have it after the fireworks? But no, you can't time these things. True, but I'm just not thinking about it. I shrug. Yeah, I guess we are getting closer to the overall goal, but... I shake my head. I don't know. I haven't spent much time thinking about it because we have so many other things we need to focus on. Going home just doesn't seem that important right now. Especially not if I can't be with you. Fetch. Leanna frowns.
Yeah, but even if you're not thinking about it, time is still passing by. It's still going to happen one day.
I blink. What do you mean? Leanna fidgets with her manipulator. Her throat bobs as she seems to be struggling to find the words to say.
It just seems like all of this is... I don't know. One day you're going to go back home, and I'm going to be...
I watch as the realization hits her. All at once, the light seems to go out behind her eyes. She lets loose a long breath as if she's been punched in the gut.
Here.
Fireworks thunders and cracks. Sound booms and rattles my ribcage. Crimson light flashes across her face. I freeze. Leanna. She looks up at me. Tears fill her eyes. And in that instant, I know what was going to happen. There's a peculiar, heavy sense of dread. Oh, no, she's not. And when Leanna speaks, her voice is soft and broken.
You deserve to be with your family and friends, and it would be selfish of me to force you to leave them behind.
Her face twists in pain. She's barely able to choke out her words.
I...
No, you shut. No, I'm not gonna let this happen.
think we're better off as...
No! I'm stunned to hear her words slap me in the face. Are you breaking up with me? Yeah, there's no time for joking. She's being super serious. What? She's shock ripples through me. What do you... I can't seem to think straight. My palms have gone clammy. Are you breaking up with me? Leanna doesn't speak, but she doesn't need to. The tears that welled up in her eyes begin to spill over.
We both know what's going to happen eventually.
She speaks the truth. I know it too. That was always something that was looming in the back of my mind.
I have strong feelings for you, and the more time we spend together like this, the more painful it's going to be when it finally does happen.
I'm not convinced it's gonna happen.
I just can't do this anymore.
Oh, okay. Oh. It feels like the earth has just been ripped out from under my feet. I want to grasp Leanna to keep her from spinning out of my own body, keep myself from spinning out of my own body, to be able to say or do something to change fate, but it feels like grasping at clouds. No matter how hard I try to hold on, there's nothing I can do to keep it from dissolving. Leanna's speaking, but another firework resounds and echoes overhead, blocking out her voice. My ears are fuzzy like I'm underwater. Her voice is wet and thick. She hastily wipes the tears streaming down her face. This is what I really want. I mean, come on. It's like, what was his name? The bard guy. I can't think of his name. But he said, like, he talked about, like, what would your family want? Like, would they be happy with the life you found here? And I think yes. Any of my friends and family would be happy. And I think my friends and family would be appalled at the idea of me risking my life to try and return back. That's something we don't even know is physically possible. And then look at the friendships we've made. Look at the magic that we have. And look at the girlfriend we found. We literally could just go home whenever we want, you know? So why not try and stay and see if we can build a happy life here? We always have that ultimate, like, I can just get out of here if I need to. But, like, there's no rush. And plus, this world is so incredible. Why wouldn't you want to stay? I mean, it sucks. Like, heck, I was thinking about this before we opened the vortex. Doesn't mean I have to go through it. What if I sent back, like, a letter, like, explaining, like, what's happened to my family? Be like, I know this might sound incredible, but this is where I've gone. Just know that I'm happy. Like, I love you. I wish I could talk to you again, but I've found a place where I'm genuinely just happy. And know that I'm going to think of you often, but I'm staying here. And no, we do have to think about that. I've been thinking about it for a while now. I don't care about going back home. I want to stay here with you. Leanna shakes her head.
That's not fair. How can we possibly live like that knowing that I'm the reason you never saw your family or friends ever again?
You guys are my family and friends.
It might not be today, or tomorrow, or even years from now, but the day when that decision hits you.
Leanna's voice is pained.
And for me to have to be the person that did that to you, that's too much.
But I'm telling you, it's my decision to make. That responsibility doesn't have to fall on you. I want to be by your side. I want to be here with you. I want to be here with my other friends too. It's not just you.
Please, just stop.
Leanna turns away from me. The tears flow freely down her cheeks and stain her clothes. The more I speak, the harder she cries. My heart breaks all over again. I want to hold her in my arms and tell her everything will be okay.
I'm sorry, but we just...
She seems to be at a loss for words. Tears prick my eyes and Leanna's face wavers. I let out an odd choking sound, quickly wiping my face. Nothing I say now will change the outcome. Although my heart is shattered, I have to respect her decision. I understand. It's hard to speak, to breathe. And in that moment, with the fireworks bursting and the night shrinking around us, I know there's no alternative. Leanna's right. We'd have been forced to end things one way or another. But that doesn't make it any easier. Leanna's face crumples.
I care about you so much.
I care about you too. No, no! No! Don't do this to me! Fetch, no! It reminds me of the time I had a conversation like this. That wasn't as kind. It wasn't too... Okay, I've had two experiences. I had one where I thought I met the girl of my dreams, and then, like, we were apart. Like, she went to Germany for a time, and I traveled and did some door-to-door stuff in the South, and we finally came back together. We'd been writing letters to each other the whole time, but when I got back together, we found out that she'd kind of moved on. Like, not really dated somebody else per se, but like, she just wasn't sure if it was meant to be anymore. And like, I kind of like this situation, where it kind of hit me, because I was the one that was still fully involved and committed to it all. And then it also reminds me of a time in college when I was dating a girl, and she was a great girl. She was wonderful. And like, we'd been friends for a while, and I'd known she was interested, and I just never really acted on it for a while, and finally decided to give it a try. So I was like, I didn't feel like I liked her that way, but I was like, you know, she is a great person. I can't think of any reason not to at least try. And we did it for a couple months, and it was wonderful, but she really just wasn't a fit romantically for me. She was a fantastic person. I still like cared a lot about her, but just wasn't the same, and so I had to break up with her. That was one of the hardest breakups. Normally, like, breakups are kind of a mutual, like, there's a reason why, and like, you can kind of see, like, make you sad, being like, well, it's for the best. That was one of the ones where, like, the only reason why I think this is because I just don't know if I can see us getting married. I don't see that in our future. It's not because you're a bad person, I just don't know if we're right for each other. And that's hard to have to tell somebody and to break their heart. Oh, man. My heart seems to crack at the weight of the truth behind those words. Tears run down her cheeks, making a lump worse in my throat. Suddenly she lunges forward and throws her arm around me. The breath is knocked from my lungs, her grip is as tight as a vice.
I'm sorry.
Her tears continue to flow, and her voice comes out all wrong and squeaky.
I'm so sorry.
She feels like there's a hook snagging at the bottom of my heart, yanking it straight down. I want to tell her that it's all okay, that we'll be fine, but I know it's a lie. Any words I'm about to say dry in my throat. No matter what I do, I can't put us back together. Fall fetch! Leanna and I end up walking together back to the inn. I want to reach out and hold her hand one last time, but I know that doing so would only hurt both of us even more. The journey is silent and awkward. I can feel the heavy tension hanging between us like a curtain. We make it to the inn, up the stairs. Each of our steps seem to thump louder than usual. Leanna stops at her door. She turns to look at me.
Well, good night.
Night. Her eyes are pink and puffy.
I'll see you in the morning.
Oh, man. Yeah. Leanna takes a step closer, like she's going to touch me or say something, but stops herself. Leanna takes a step closer, like she's going to touch me or say something, but stops herself. Her face crumples. Instead, she spins around and enters her room, closing the door behind her. I'm left standing in the hallway with a strange emptiness. I know I can't change her mind, but deep down, whether I want to admit it or not, she is right. This is just as hard for her as it is for me. Stupid. A few tears finally manage to trickle down my cheeks. I sniffle and shove them away. Thankfully, Kara doesn't seem to be in my room with Zach anymore. He's fast asleep, and I'm grateful. I don't want to have to answer any questions. As I slip into bed, I feel a familiar squishy body press up against me.
Boy!
Hey. Oh, no! Oh, fetch, man. It's really hitting me right now. Pongo blinks the sleep away from its eyes and yawns.
Boy.
I don't know why is the Pongo gonna set me off? I feel like another wave of anguish begins to wash over me. This breakup is for real. It's really happening. I'll never get to hold Leanna close to me again, to kiss her. Let out a strangled choking sound and reach out and hug the Pongo to my chest.
Boy?
Yeah, no, man. It's like, this is how it is for me, too. Like, it's such an awful thing, and then it hits you, like, when you're alone. And then a deep shuddering breath. I'm okay. Breathe in, breathe out. I'm fine.
Boy.
The Pongo seems to sense something is wrong because he cuddles closer to me.
Boy.
I pat his head and nuzzle into the pillow. Pongo eventually falls back to sleep, but I end up tossing and turning for a long time. I keep replaying the evening over and over in my head. It takes forever, but eventually all the anxiety weighs down on me. I fall into a restless sleep. You don't deserve the cheery transition music. Dang it, I want to keep playing. It's too long of an episode if I do. Oh, this is gonna suck. This next day is gonna suck. Oh, I think the day after is worse. If there's no way you can avoid somebody after you break up with them, like, it just sucks. So I guess we're gonna deal with that crappiness tomorrow. Dang it! This was really fun and really cool, and now it all sucks. Oh, man. Oh, I hate it. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced. I think we're gonna somehow make it work. I'll be really upset with the writers, although it is realistic if we're honest. But anyway, thanks for joining me for this episode. Fetch, man. There, if you're heartbroken, leave a like. Freaking stupid. I don't know. I hate it. Man, I didn't think it was gonna get me that emotional. This, like, it's a fun visual novel, but it doesn't have. It hasn't been super hard hitting until that. That was sucked. Just drug me right through my old coals. The old, like flames of the past be. Oh, man. I don't know. Well, anyway. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that wasn't as traumatic as it was for me. Good grief. And I'm sorry my throat's been so bad. Anyway, thank you guys so much for being a part of this journey. Hopefully we find a freaking solution next time. So until next week, we'll have to wait to see what happens next. But until the next video you watch of me or whatever you see me in next, I'll see you there.